Okay, in this video I'm going to use Drawing 18 to demonstrate how you can create multi-views. If you notice in the drawing we have both a front and a right side. So I'm going to draw whatever viewpoint is the most important viewpoint. In this case, the front gives us the most details. When I draw the right side, everything on the right drawing must line up with its the same object in the front view. So when I'm looking at this, the tops need to be at the same height. So one way you can do this is I'm going to draw a line, and let me turn my snap back on. I'm going to draw a line, and I just want them to be 2 inches apart, so I'm just going to draw a perspective line going out to the right 2 inches. I'm going to do that on both the top and the bottom. And later I'm going to delete those lines because I don't want them there. So I'm going to create my object over here. I'm just going to draw a rectangle. And I've drawn the outer shape, and I'll show you how to chamfer in another video. And I've created the rectangle that represents the outside of my shape. Okay, so notice the top and the bottom are at the same height. I can do the same thing to help position my circles. So I'm just going to draw some lines to go over to the other side where I can see where those dash lines are going to be. And I'm going to do it for every circle because I notice on my drawing that every circle creates some shape over on this side. So like this big circle here creates the larger cut, and this smaller circle creates the smaller cut. So I'm just drawing a bunch of perspective lines, that one's already drawn, to help me be able to position them over on the right hand side. And one more to go. Okay, so now I have all the lines. I know where they're going to go. So first I'm going to draw, I notice that the hole goes halfway through at this diameter, and then it changes diameter for the other halfway. So to help me out to figure out my halfway point, I'm just going to draw a vertical line so I know where the halfway point is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the larger portion of my hole using these lines. Okay, and then I can create the smaller portion of my holes using these lines. And notice if I hover over the endpoint and then I go straight out to the right, it creates a little X that allows me to be positioned at the same location. Or what you can do is you can start at that endpoint and draw straight across, and then I can trim off this extra point that I don't need. Okay, and so I'm going to do, I think it's probably easier to just start at the endpoint and go straight across and then trim. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's trim it now. I'm going to cut away this and this. So now you can see that I don't need these perspective lines anymore. I'm going to delete them all. And I have these lines over here, except, and I don't need this, well, I do need the middle line, but I don't need the end parts because you can see that it doesn't have dash lines going all the way to the end. So I'm going to trim off those extra pieces right here. And the last thing I want to do is I need to change these solid lines into dash lines. So that's where we come up here. We select Other. We're going to load, and let's use, I don't want to use the ISO, I'm going to use dashed, and let's use the dashed 0.5. They're closer together, they give us smaller dashes. If you use something bigger than that, you're probably not going to actually see the dash. So I'm going to load up the dash 0.5x, and then I'm going to select all the lines that I need to turn into dash lines, and this one right here, and then I'm going to select the dashed options, and you'll notice that they all turn into dash lines. Next video, I'm going to show you how to chamfer and cut off those corner edges.